지금부터 2016 ITTF 월드 투어 코리아 오픈 여자 단식 준결승 두 번째 경기를 시작하겠습니다.
We will now begin the second match of women's singles semi-final.
Annyeonghaseyo and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2016 ITTF World Tour Korea Open, a super series on the World Tour. I'm Adam Bobrow, your commentator, and that is Lee Jie from Netherlands, the surprise defender. She's world rank number 24, the 21st seed in the tournament, and has made it to the final four. One of four women left in the tournament. This is the women's singles semifinal. Lee Jie with short pips on the backhand side, 32 years old, and a solid flat hit on the forehand, spin shot when she needs it. We'll see, this will put her into the race to Doha. But as far as the race goes, her opponent is number 2 in the race to Doha. That's Ding Ning, the Queen of Hearts, the 2014 ITTF star athlete for women's table tennis players, and has huge fans. I'd say a huge fan club all over the world. From social media to live in person, wherever she goes, fans go too. Ding Ning, very popular for a great reason. She's as kind as can be. She's a true sportsman and a real fighter. She's the standing world champion, which might come as an ironic title considering her ankle injury. 2015 in Suzhou, a very memorable match. Our head umpire for this match, Umberto Mellini from Italy. And our assistant umpire, Keiko Shibata from Japan. So now you know our players and our officials as well. In the corner, we've got coaching Kongling Hui, the Grand Slam champion from China. Legendary player, now the national coach for the women's team. There he is, as calm as can be. Quite proficient in English as well, as he played many years in Sweden and in Europe. And laughing in the corner, coach and player, Elena Timina, defensive specialist and legend in Netherlands. Stepped up to play at the World Championships in Malaysia earlier this year. So you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes coaches get called into play, whether it's injury or someone can't show up. A handful of coaches that are still quite qualified. Werner Schlager came out of retirement to play for Austria at the World Championships. Started the tournament quite strong. This right here is going to be a defensive specialist in blue and orange versus someone who's quite versatile, can play near or far from the table. Ding Ning right there in the hot pink. Now how they got here, Lee Jie in the opening round caused a huge upset, beating world rank number 4 Kasumi Ishikawa 4-0, and it was 11-5 in the fourth. Following that, Shan Xiaona, the short pips traditional pen holder playing for Germany, 4-0, Lee Jie took her down as well. And then Wen Jia from China, left-handed junior silver medalist at the World Championships 2 times, 2006, 2007. And Wen Jia doesn't get to see a lot of daylight as far as international tournaments go, but Lee Jie, again 4-0, has not dropped a game in this tournament. And considering the strength of players at this tournament, that is a huge, I would say a huge accomplishment for Lee Jie. Again, 24 in the world, 21st seed in this tournament, and is now playing world number 2, second seed, Ding Ning. Ding Ning, 26 years old, just had her birthday on Monday. Some of the players enjoyed some cake. I know Chung Yi-ching, our Ask a Pro Anything player for the week, brought a birthday cake for Ding Ning. Close friends. Ding Ning has many friends from other nations. It's actually quite interesting to see the relationships between the players, considering how many were born and raised in China playing for different nations. It really does bring the world together. Not to mention everybody here loves table tennis. Don't think there's too much beef between any of the players, while there might be some strong rivalries on the table. Close friends off the table, but it's all business when it comes to match time. Ding Ning has dropped more games than Lee Jie in this tournament, losing 1 game to Hina Hayata. Flat hit just short. That was the last round where Ding Ning dropped her game to Hina Hayata. Other than that, Miu Hirano, Du Hoi Kem, both 4-0 for Ding Ning. Now this is the beauty of the short pips. A little bit more control to vary the spin from your opponent. We've got short pips on the backhand side, so Li Jie sometimes is going to float the ball back, force Ding Ning to watch very carefully, make clever adjustments, move the feet all the time. As far as footwork, that one seemed a bit out of reach for Ding Ning. You could see she really had to extend the arm on that. Probably could have been standing a bit closer to the ball. Oh, beautiful shot to the short side of the table. Nothing to apologize for there. Flat hit out wide, and after an incredible rally with 3 of those tomahawk side spin chops, the forehand side just reaching out and slapping it back. Sees the opening. Quick decision. Decision well made. In the top 10 now. Amazing rally. The crowd couldn't believe it. 3 flat hits in a row. Ding Ning gets them all back as wide as they come deep to the backhand. Li Jie still floats it back on the table. What can't she return? My goodness, no receipts needed. This ball's coming right back to sender. Wow. Still a 1-point lead for Li Jie. It's the first quick outright point we've seen from Ding Ning. While Ding Ning has a lot more experience on the World Tour than Wonja, it's quite clear that people are having trouble adjusting to Li Jie's variety of chops. There it is, the feint touch, the floater. This is the spin variation with the inverted rubber on the forehand. Sometimes she just pushes it lightly from the back of the table to start off the rally, get a quick point. Similar pattern, Ding Ning right at the baseline of the table though, and the counter goes long. And that push isn't left too high. Li Jie sometimes with that flat hit, a little bit lower percentage shot. Heavy chop, short side of the table is a difficult task. That's why you see most commonly attackers against choppers playing the length of the table unless the ball's left really high. Now, many choppers in the women's game currently, and if you look closely, their games vary a lot. Ding Ning right there coming across the body, playing it into the middle. Li Jie having some trouble choosing. You can see she was expecting it a bit more on the backhand there. If it's clearly out to the forehand side, Li Jie can make her decision quickly, get it from the wide wing. All around the world, that serve gets the oohs and the ahs from the crowd. Reverse tomahawk, not too many players doing that serve. I feel like the only one I can recall, at least, still playing, Kenta Matsudaira, on the men's side of the game. Beautiful shot, power right down the middle once again. It's a big shot for Ding Ning. She's had some trouble adjusting. Look at all the kick on that, so much spin. A little bit of side on it to bend it into the body. So much power, and it comes back flat and low to the net, and finally Ding Ning earns the point. Definitely a thrilling point, thrilling match so far. Amazing the control Li Jie has on that wide forehand. The heavy chop Ding Ning overcompensates for on her lift. The 2-point game, Li Jie starting to come back. That is a vicious chop if that comes over the net. Fast, flat, a bit of side spin on it. But Ding Ning's hung in there very well to get some of these attacks back. The counters block them right back into play. And now 3 game points for Ding Ning. Murderous flat hit into the backhand corner. When that goes in, it's difficult to get back. Again, the blocking game really relies on the opponent's topspin the most. Still some topspin on it, but that's a lot of forward motion from Li Jie. And at the 3rd towel break, Li Jie using it to dry off the hand. Ding Ning to wipe off the table. And the reverse tomahawk gets a high ball, but it's deep on the table, and 2 game points saved by Li Jie. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Recovering the edge ball, looping it back. Ding Ning going to the ground, keeping the ball in play. Just outstanding. But Li Jie saves her 3rd game point in a row. Look at this one more time. This is just Matrix-like reaction time. Seriously, everything has to move in slow motion. Ding Ning falling to the ground to recover that change in trajectory. Wow. Deuce point. Li Jie with the serve. Look at the placement on the table. Even the floater that comes back deep into the backhand corner, and the follow-up chop almost feels like an attack, it's so fast. Here's the high one. And a wide forehand floating, curving back. 4 in a row for Li Jie with a game point now. And there it is, low over the table, forcing Ding Ning to take an uncomfortable shot from out in front, and what a comeback. 12 points to 10. Li Jie from down 7-10 takes game 1, and we'll be back for game 2 to see if the upset continues right after this.
En met je aanval, 1 of 2 keer max. Daarna mag geen zin. Daarna die in verdeling, naar die zoeken, hè? En 3, 4 max.
Als ze die blokken, ik heb geen tijd om weer verder. Ik moet ze door.
Ja.
Zo snel.
Maar als lukt, dan 2 max, hè? Hier, prima. Dan rustig blijven, spannend spelen.
Second game.
Back for game 2, a thrilling game 1 with the defender Li Jie in blue and orange from Netherlands. Ding Ning in the hot pink. Top of the screen is the favorite to win this match. They've played 3 times before, and Ding Ning has won all 3, but so far, Ding Ning down 0-1. Too much power and excellent placement. After all that work, Ding Ning finally finds an opportunity to put it away. Li Jie getting back shot after shot, just relentless defense out there. And again, her variation of spin from forehand to backhand, sometimes a bit heavier, sometimes a bit of side spin included. Just long on the fishing shot, putting it back with some topspin. Now as the underdog, Li Jie taking the lead, really has to stay focused for every point, can't get comfortable for a moment.
Low trade.
Good to see the cell phone turn sideways. Going to be higher quality video later. Little trick for you at home. An outright service point. Some top spin with the side spin. Not always how much spin is on the ball, but how difficult it is to read. Li Jie putting a lot of side and a bit of top on it, just enough to help out. From the moment that left the racket, it looked uncomfortable to touch. Trying to play a soft shot there on the forehand. See it one more time when she comes into the table. Now the spin variation is the right idea. Touch just has to be there. Well, if you look at the placement on the table right now, Ding Ning is the one doing more moving around. Not overly ambitious, trying to play the corners, but from middle to wide to the forehand, running Li Jie around a bit. Li Jie, on the other hand, mostly middle of the table right now. Beautiful shot to the short side. And the attack to the backhand corner, Ding Ning was able to get back into play. A speedy, powerful shot. But when given the time, Li Jie finds the opening on the table, changes up the placement. First one the step around. And look how deep to the corner that has to be. Again, not sure what the apology's for. Seems like Li Jie is just especially polite, whether she wins the point, loses the point, receives the net, and there's a net ball. Quickly apologizing. Inside out forehand, beautiful shot. Ding Ning misleading a bit. And we've seen it a few times where Li Jie, when forced out to the wide forehand, can slap it back to the open side of the table, to Ding Ning's forehand. But Ding Ning didn't leave many clues she was going there and made it tough for Li Jie.
Let 6-3.
And these shots, you see a little bit more spin on the topspin shot. Gives a little bit more time and comfort to Ding Ning in the blocking game. A little higher percentage shots for Li Jie. They're just not going to finish the point as often. 3 attacks in a row. We haven't seen as many chops out to the forehand in this game so far from Li Jie. Getting her backhand in early near the table. It's the second point in a row that she's won chopping near the table. They're coming in. Ding Ning all backhand that point. It's quite difficult to loop with your backhand against a chopper, although it can be very effective because of the spin variation, making it more difficult for the chopper to make a quality chop. Smart play again, success out to the forehand. The length of the table will be the easiest shot for either player, but when Li Jie brings it out to the forehand side, it leaves Ding Ning with a little bit less opportunity. She can either play it deep to the backhand, but playing to the short side of the table is going to be difficult. That's absolutely right. Some extra topspin makes the ball dip, and Li Jie just a bit behind it, trying to fish it back. Slower, spinnier ball from Ding Ning. Even the bounce on the table, you could see was a little shallower, closer to the net. Good time for that is when your opponent is far from the table. But this time she goes cross court from out on the forehand side. Ding Ning with power, plays it deep. I would say that's the president of the Ding Ning fan club, but that guy's been carrying 2 flags. Just taking what he gets for free. The serve came just a little bit longer than Li Jie wanted to put it. Much like an attacker, placement of service can really set up the point for the defender. Oh, after all that work, just short. Last game it was the 7-10 comeback, 5 in a row, but this time the comeback didn't happen. Ding Ning with a spectacular point takes it 11 points to 6 in game 2, and we'll be back for game 3 to see who takes the lead right after this.
Third game, Li Jie to serve.
And we're back for game 3, tied up at 1 game apiece. Had a chance to hear Kong Ling Hui talking to Ding Ning. With some help of a friend, Kong Ling Hui said, still do the down the line loop, not all cross court. Missing 1 or 2, no problem. Got to take that risk, keep it unpredictable.
Last one.
Now, when the Chung Yi-Ching interview, the Ask a Pro Anything interview comes out, you'll hear a little bit about risk taking. Oh, back edge, but a smart play once again, Li Jie. And I'd like to correct what I said earlier. She's only apologizing when she wins a point, regardless of who hit the net. But yes, as far as risk goes, Chung Yi-Ching will agree with Kong Ling Hui on this. Be bold, take some chances. Again, all that work, the hard shots into the body near the table, and finally mistimed. There's Zhu Yuling. Tough loss earlier today to Liu Shiwen. But right now it's a tough match for Ding Ning, Li Jie. Getting a lot of shots back. There's the down the line shot. Little higher ball, has some freedom.
1-3.
You can hear the difference in sound. That crack sound for the more flat shot. Li Jie really going for it. Again, a risk that I think is worth taking for her. When she spins the ball more, yes, the shot's more likely to go in, but Ding Ning's going to be comfortable to get it back unless it's very well placed. Well adjusted to the shallow loop. Li Jie putting a lot of side spin on one of those chops in there, mixing it up. There it is. Look how much that ball boomerangs back into the body. It's a very tiring experience to play a chopper. It's a tiring experience for the chopper as well, but it's what they're used to, conditioned to play. Right in at the body again, smart shot. And enough power to rush the shot out of Li Jie. Solid receive deep to the forehand side. Wow, that's a difficult ball. In over the table, a little shallow near the net. Not especially high, but Ding Ning times it just right and plays it wide. Look at where the ball bounces on this chop. Good 1.5 feet inside the line for Ding Ning to take the angle. Brilliant play. So much racket speed from Li Jie and that tomahawk forehand chop. Finally, the forehand out to the forehand doesn't come back. Pushed to the limits with the topspin on the forehand side. This reminds me a lot of the T-Mobile versus Ding Song League match. 49 shots, 3 looped in a row, hard to the backhand. Be sure to check that out, T-Mobile versus Ding Song on YouTube.
4-8.
While Li Jie is starting to close in a bit, the second towel break this game, she's got her work cut out for her. Has had a little trouble with the forehands from off the table, hitting the counters back out to the forehand side. Outstanding play, gets everything back again. Li Jie surviving this point. As the rally thickens and thickens, you start to wonder how it's finally going to end. Both players with the touch, the placement around the table. Finally, Ding Ning trying to go straight down the middle. Difficult shot from the middle, shortest part of the table. Finally pushes just too much. Ding Ning overpowering deep to the backhand. Li Jie recovering a net ball early on in the point. And when it's left a little bit shallow, Ding Ning knows that's her opportunity to come in and just pummel through the ball, power it away. Working so hard, grunting through the first 3 loops of the rally. Sometimes it takes a while to earn the opportunity. Again, the fine balance of patience, but seizing the opportunity as soon as it arrives. 5 game points for Ding Ning. Four topspin shots, but on that last one, she was completely spent, just went way out to the forehand. Ding Ning hits it way behind into the empty court to take it 11 points to 5. Holding solid, showing mental strength, touch, and everything else. Queen of Hearts leading 2 games to 1. We'll be back for game 4 right after this.
관중 여러분께 잠시 안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 경기 중에 휴대폰 촬영이나 카메라 촬영 시 후레쉬 사용을 금지해 주시기 바랍니다. 경기에 막대한 지장을 초래하니 반드시 휴대폰 촬영이나 카메라 촬영 시 후레쉬 사용을 금지해 주시고 경기 중에는 이동을 자제해 주시기를 다시 한번 부탁드리겠습니다. 경기 중에는 이동을 자제해 주시기를 부탁드리겠습니다.
And we're back for game 4. Ding Ning leading 2 games to 1 over Li Jie of Netherlands. The first game, it was a 10-7 lead for Ding Ning before she lost 5 points in a row. Li Jie stole game 1. The last 2 have been quite convincingly Ding Ning. 11-6, 11-5, but the quality of points, whole lot of work, high quality points. And that was very deceptive. Li Jie timing that just right. Short stroke, but still loaded with spin. Watch this, not a big follow through. Stops the racket near the leg.
1-0.
Now, as far as Ding Ning and her experience against defenders, on the Chinese national team, 3 defenders come to mind. You've got Wu Yang, of course, the top chopper. You've got Liu Fei, Hu Li Mei. Other than that, the majority of players on the Chinese national team are attackers. While Ding Ning is using power a lot in the rallies, sometimes softening up the shot, forcing Li Jie to come in, take a slower ball from down low. Right there you could see how shallow it was on the table as well. It's going to force Li Jie to really have to come in and watch carefully. And the inside out forehand for power. And if Ding Ning can control it, it's going to be very important, I guess, for Li Jie. It's difficult when she starts to come close to the table. Ding Ning comes in with power. You could see during that, right before the timeout was called, Li Jie started holding her shoulder, rubbing her shoulder a bit. Again, she is 32 years old. Very strenuous game to be playing. Not sure how many Dutch speakers we have out there, but between the music, and Dutch not being quite as common as English or, say, Mandarin, the variation in Li Jie's game is going to have to come back and figure out what she can do. If she takes the attack, if she can play the short side of the table, it'll be effective. And while you think of the rallies, because the rallies are much longer for a defender against an attacker, serve and receive still the 2 most important parts of the point. Now, it's been a while. We haven't seen, I'd say, too many receives from Li Jie that have really bothered Ding Ning. Anything to get Ding Ning uncomfortable, sort of make her second guess herself, hesitate in her movement, in her shots. Li Jie definitely staying a little closer to the table. Maybe it was like the conversation we had a moment ago about when Ding Ning spins it slowly, more shallow on the table, and Li Jie's too far back.
Let 2-4.
She's not finding the net now, but countered long, trying to play it out to the forehand. I think this is a smart decision for Li Jie to try and stay close here, even though the counter missed. She's just going to be more threatening to Ding Ning as an attacker and as a defender. Ooh, deep on the table and hooking. Ding Ning didn't think it was going to make it, still recovers it, and then a high-pressure shot to follow to the opposite corner. Got to see that one more time. Check it out here.
5-3.
And that ball, light chop. Ding Ning a bit off balance. Right at the baseline the opposite way. Hands coming together from Coach Elena Timina. Marvelous defending on the forehand and deep to the backhand. Li Jie all over the court, gets back rocket forehands from Ning. You can see the exhaustion on Ning's side.
5-4.
No matter who wins this match, Ning will have bags of ice on her shoulder. When this is over, and you can see right there, it's only a few times I've seen Ning leaning over like that. It's usually against a defender. Not the first time we've seen some receive trouble on Li Jie's side. Ning outright service point.
Let 4-6.
Oh, the spinny forehand for Ning. Again, I was saying earlier, it's going to be more comfortable for her to block a spinny shot. But it was well placed right into the middle, blocked into the net. Bit of surprise from Li Jie to make it a 1-point game. Right into the legs, Ning finding the middle,
7-5.
forcing Li Jie into an uncomfortable chop. It's a very difficult place to try and make a chop from in at the pocket.
Let 7-5.
Right idea, gets Ning out wide, tries to go to the other side. High pressure counter, just missing. Oh, the full reach backhand chop. Ning trying to go cross court wider and wider.
6-8.
A little bit too high. Leaving the ball up for Ning to power down the middle once again. That shot is a difficult ball. Ning taking it from low on the chop, deep into the backhand for 4 game points. See how much body she put into that, the whole torso and upper body, twisting and turning to feed into the power on that forehand. You could tell Li Jie was looking for the opportunity, but the percentages are a little bit low on the counterattack this game. It's a 3-1 lead for Ning. We'll see what Li Jie brings back for Game 5 right after this short break.
경기 중 휴대폰 전화기나 카메라 촬영 시 회의 사용을 금지해주시기 바랍니다. 경기에 맞게 휴대폰 전화기나 카메라 촬영 시 회의 사용을 금지해주시기 바랍니다.
对吧？因为你整场球连续这么冲突的现实，个个这么发力，对吧？你是肩的压力很大，因为还是有时间有功夫，这样慢慢来。
Sixth game.
And we're back for game 5. Lee Jie down 1-3 with the serves. Kong Linghui talking to Ding Ning earlier about how she's not missing many chops, but don't be afraid, they're not too spinny. Kong Linghui also told Ding Ning to make sure she pays attention to the higher balls, watches them closely, not to rush the shot. Inside out forehand once again from Ding Ning. And that is a problem that many people do have against defenders, as they get frustrated. So many balls coming back on the table, they tend to rush the shot. Right into the body again. Ding Ning stepping around but mixing up the patterns instead of playing the wide cross-court shot. Not an easy ball right there. Ding Ning taking some risks. First point for Lee Jie. Now, one thing we haven't seen a lot of from Lee Jie, on the receive in game 1, she would use the forehand to float it back, do a light push. Got a few points that way from Ding Ning. But she's been a little bit handcuffed by Ding Ning's spinny serves, deep to the forehand. Ding Ning continues to run away with the game. After game 1, her opponent, Lee Jie, hasn't scored more than 6 points in a game. That's a way to handle it. One push, counter back to the safest part of the table with some power deep. Not an easy ball to counter, times it well. Very wide to the backhand. Oh, an unforced error right there from Lee Jie after earning a high ball, hitting it down the line on this attack. Full extension Ding Ning, some side spin on it. Lee Jie thought it was going to kick more. 2 big points in a row. I mean, who knows what would have happened in this point. But the one before, definitely Lee Jie should have won. Could be a 4-6 game right now. We don't see too many exhibition points on the women's side of table tennis. If Ding Ning gets a point, she's got a few to spare. Lee Jie takes the point. Seems less and less likely we'll see an exhibition point at the second towel break of the game now. That flat hit, so difficult to block. You can see it comes back on Ding Ning's side of the table. No topspin to carry the ball up off the rubber. That ball was loaded when Li Jie hit it. Reads the spin just perfectly to flat hit it for a winner. And the game's not over till it's over, so never too late to start a comeback. 2 points in a row here. We got a timeout on the side of Ding Ning. Kong Linghui gonna have a little conversation here. Make sure that Ding Ning doesn't lose her cool. Again, it's easy when you have a big lead to relax a little bit.
还是一样，不要连续2、3板这么冲，因为它退下来以后2、3板冲效果也不太好。还是一样，它冲2下掉了以后，放还是主要以冲中间为主，最主要还是中间这一下。斜线这个可以顶着如果说顶在正手位或者顶在中间位，你拉回去反手位。别侥幸，对，别侥幸，你别顶开那么多，你心态慢一点，一个一个打，好不好？别着急就行啊。想好了啊，拉丢也不要着急啊。
Those are the applause at the end of some words of wisdom. Kong Linghui said, don't loop kill more than 2 in a row. Break the pattern. Again, when you're looping at a chopper, the more topspin you put on, every shot it comes back heavier and heavier. Again, we've got short pips though on the backhand side, so Li Jie can control the spin a bit, vary it up. Now this is a classic strategy against defenders, not to loop too many in a row. Kong Linghui said reset if you have to. Don't be afraid to leave it up on the table sometimes. Although with Li Jie's threatening attack, we've only seen the forehand attack this match. It's going to be a lot of pressure on Ding Ning to make sure it's a quality touch shot when she leaves it on the table. Big point right there for Ding Ning. For the confidence and for 4 match points. And there it is, the ball comes back in play and Ding Ning recovers from the big attack. She looks like someone who's ready to move on, takes the match 4 games to 1. In a very confident and authoritative fashion. No more than 6 points for Li Jie in a single game after taking the first. Ding Ning, the Queen of Hearts, will move on to the women's singles final here at the Korea Open. And a strong performance to finish it out. The fans will be behind her still, but a great tournament for Li Jie, world rank number 24, to make it all the way to the final 4. Stick around, we've got exciting matches coming up. Next, it's going to be the Dragon, the Dictator, Ma Long, world rank number 1, versus Chun Chen-an, a surprise visitor, world rank number 63, for the first men's singles semi-final of the day. Stay right here, you're watching the Korea Open 2016.
잠시 후에는 남자 단식 준결승 중국 마롱 대 대만 첸츠 앵알로 경기가 있겠습니다.